Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spirit World Insights. I'm Jackie, and today we are continuing the topic along a video theme that I did, I guess, a couple weeks ago. It was talking about why is the ascension so painful. We're going to expand on that topic today with why do empaths suffer? And I tapped into this in that other video. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch it. But if you are not sure about empaths, are you an empath? It's real common for those of you that are light workers, star seeds, if you are earth keepers or gatekeepers, it's real common to be sensitive to energy, and an empath is going to be able to pick up on energy, and it comes in all forms, really. It could be through emotion, it can be through the body talks in the language of sensation, and so the idea is to learn how to interpret those sensations. And you could be picking up on energy that's coming collectively from the environment. You could be picking up on energy that you're feeling from Gaia, from nature. You could be picking up on energy from animals, from your neighbors, friends and family. You could also be picking up on energy from other spirits that are not even living. So it's kind of a vast variety of different forms of energy that you could be sensitive to. And it can come through in ways of pain or discomfort, feeling that something is out of alignment. Again, it could be super emotional all of a sudden that you're feeling and you don't know why. And what you realize is that usually when it starts, when you start to notice that you're becoming more and more empathic, you realize that you're not able to shut it off. It's not like it's something that you can just flip a switch. I feel like it's more difficult to ignore it. And so a lot of empaths might even find themselves trying to numb it in a way to keep them from being so sensitive. But honestly, that's not really helping you at all, because ideally what you want to do is process the energy. And I'm going to get into that a little bit deeper today. Most of the time as an empath, you're not realizing that what you're picking up on isn't even yours. And that's where I feel most of the struggle actually is, where most of the suffering actually stems from. Because then what happens is you're left with all of these questions is, what do I do about this? Why is it happening? Why am I feeling it? And then how do you actually get beyond it so that you can kind of get back to your life? There's so many questions that an empath can run over and over and over again in their minds as they're trying to interpret what their body is picking up on. Keep in mind too, there is a saying, they say that what you resist persists, and that could not be more true. because when what I was talking about before, like if you're trying to ignore it or you're trying to stuff it down or numb it, it's going to keep persisting because your body is saying we need to process this. And so it's just going to get worse. And that's why I'm here today to share with you some deeper insights to how to deal with this. I had to make notes because it's a lot of information. I'm going to try to condense it down for you guys. So I'll give you an example on how I realized that I was empathic. I started to notice, this was about 2008, 2009. I started realizing that I was having a lot more sensitivities to foods and how foods were being processed in my body. My diet changed tremendously. It's like no more fried foods. Meat was kind of going off the table, which I thought would never happen. Vegetables were working their way in, things like that. And then I started noticing, because I was teaching yoga at the time, and I started noticing that I could feel some of the pains and discomforts and the emotional dramas and traumas that my students were having just by being in the same room as them. And at first I was like, I couldn't explain it. I'm like, why do I feel that person's knee problem? Or why do I feel the emotional baggage that that person's carrying? It was a plethora of almost overstimulation that I was picking up on from anyone that was in the environment around me. And I learned at that point that I really needed to ask the most important question for an empath is this mine? Is what you're picking up on mine? Because if it's not, then there's a whole nother way to start handling what's going on. If it is, then there are more questions that you need to ask yourself in order to figure out how to get to the bottom of it, right? And I find that a lot of the empaths that are, at least for me, I was suffering in silence because no one else that I was working with or hanging out with was experiencing what I was experiencing. And I thought, what do I do? Because I would say 99.75% of the people that I know do not get me. They are not on the same vibrational space that I am. And I don't know why that is. I just don't fit in this planet, which I've known my whole life. I started voicing that when I was 5 years old, but I know I can't be the only person. I know I'm not the only person on this planet that is an empath and that is as sensitive to energy as I am. But at the time, I felt very alone. And so it got worse. I got to the point where I couldn't be in the same room with other people. I didn't know how to shut it off. I didn't know how to tone it down. I didn't know how to process it quickly so that I could get back to my norm. And eventually, I ended up having to quit my job. I just could not handle being around people. I couldn't do it. And I was picking up on the environment as well. And I finally I made the commitment to do the inner work. It was like, I'm going to have to start asking questions. And thankfully, my guides were really coming in at this point. It was meant to happen. They were coming in really strong, and they started making themselves known. This is when Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Metatron came in full steam with tools and techniques on helping me learn how to process all of this energy that I was sensing. And thank God for them, because the stuff that they taught me saved my sanity. It's still not to the point, like I still make the conscious decision not to have a normal job because it's overload. I would have to clear every person, every building, the land. I would have to ground all the electronics. I mean, it's intense when I'm around other people. And I would rather just do what I do, helping the planet in its own ascension, healing and ascension, because there's lots of stuff that has to be cleared, and helping Gaia do that is incredibly important right now. And so I really started studying and learning and mentoring with my guides in order to get these new tools and techniques that can help me help myself and help other people. Because if I can help myself, then I can help other people more. Because if I'm out of whack, out of alignment, out of harmony, then I'm not benefiting others. And I have so many gifts and talents that are beneficial in helping other people that it's really unfortunate when I'm out of whack. So I want those people out there, even though I don't know who you are. I know a few people that are like me. But those of you that are sensitive like this, I want you to know that I understand. If you are alone like I was, no one to talk to, you can't share this with your friends and family because, I was the crazy lady that lived up on the hill. You need to learn. And if your guides aren't there, then let me give you the insights and the tools and the techniques, because I have tons of them. So I hope that you will continue to watch the videos. I love sharing this information because it gives me something to do. It gives me purpose. I love doing one-on-ones. I love consulting and working with people and helping them navigate what they are experiencing. So with that said, I am bringing through the collective spirit consciousness today of Jesus, Baba from Shirdi, and Gandhi. The three of them are actually coming through to channel today. And so I'm just going to go ahead and call them in and allow them to bring forth the information that they have so that we can deepen our awareness maybe to some things that can help us. Okay. So from the collective, they appreciate the opportunity to share with all of you that are watching these videos. They say that they understand suffering really well. They say it's important to be able to see beyond the pain, to see beyond the unfamiliar and the discomfort. They said living in a world of duality, it's important to understand that there are two sides to everything, and that includes pain and discomfort. When you're willing to step into the pain, you can get beyond it to the other side where there is pleasure. But most people are unwilling to step into the pain. But when you see it from a perspective, as challenging and as suffering as it may be, there is peace on the other side of everything. They said the human body is designed to process energy, which again, I talked about before, in all different forms, emotions, etc. And empathic people are actually aiding in the processing of these emotions on a global level. We may not realize what we're actually doing, but inevitably we're helping Gaia in a tremendous way, lightening her load by helping her to process thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So when empaths are found to be overwhelmed by the environment around them, instead of resisting, if they're willing to process that energy, they are helping this planet. The tools and techniques that have been given to Jackie, me, are tools and techniques that open the experience up into a quicker processing time, allowing for the energy to be processed back to source energy, back to divine love, where it was all created to begin with. But through 3D consciousness, it was transformed. The three concepts of transforming all energy back to love, transcending, integrating, and alchemizing, is the tool making it capable to process this energy with greater ease. We are here to help in the guidance of bringing this into fruition for all those that seek its support. They say that it's okay to ask for the support too. They say that it is okay to ask for help and to ask for guidance. And they're making it very clear that they can help all. Now they're like, they don't just channel through, they don't just mentor famous people. They said that the 3D mind of consciousness would create a false belief, conditioning you to think that you're not worthy enough to have a channel such as Jesus, Baba, or Gandhi. However, they are willing to come to all that ask for the assistance, and they can come to all at all times. So in other words, they could be helping one person and be helping another at the same exact time, that they have no limitations. And they said that the message, the healing, the techniques are just as powerful going through you as it would be going through someone that you see as a status above you. So in other words, other famous people. They say you are no different than they are. When you open, allow, and receive that vibration, that guidance, that your level of understanding and interpretation may be different than someone else, but the power behind it, the love behind it is the same. They say we welcome your questions, we welcome the opportunity to help you help yourself, which is in turn helping this planet. Trust the process. So many things, they say, are unknown and unseen right now. They talk about the term of behind the scenes. And yet, there's so much going on behind the scenes. And they are so ready and willing to help us. But remember, we have to ask. So they're just saying the choice is yours. They'll be waiting when you're ready. Yes. So much love and appreciation to all of you. Thank you. Yeah, so, okay, that's great message. You know, I do, but I can see how there are many, because I've done it myself, where I just don't feel worthy, or I'm like, why me? Why are you guys, why are they choosing me? Why am I the one that's here doing this? Why am I suffering? I get mad. I mean, oh my gosh, as a human being, even though, again, you're in a 5D consciousness trying to live in a 3D world, and it's hard. It is really, really challenging. And I went through so much time where I resisted the help because I didn't really understand my place. It's like, why would, yeah, you know, I still do that. I remember the first time Gandhi came, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Same thing with all of them, you know, you could sit there and be like, oh, they're those kind of guides. Oh gosh, they would never come to me. Sorry, but they will. Not sorry. Not sorry. Yeah, no, they will. You're going to be surprised, but then you're going to be like, woohoo, awesome. All right, this is great. Jesus came, Baba came, Gandhi came. Maybe you're going to have other people. It's just like when Thich Nhat Hanh came through to help me with the bone breathing meditation. I didn't even know who he was. You guys, we have so much support, and all we're doing is stifling it and slowing down the process if we resist or think that we're not capable or worthy. I realize now that I'm like running way over on time, and I don't want to make this a super long video. So I'm just going to be out there to encourage you. All of you that are empaths, you have the capacity to process this energy. It is important to find out, is it yours or not? And if you don't know how to do that, please learn. Please learn, either by asking someone like me to help you, or asking other friends that understand. Using a pendulum is incredibly helpful. But know that you are feeling and picking up on this stuff because you are a part of the processing. Okay, you would not be picking up on it if you weren't able to process it. That's just kind of how it goes. So thanks for watching. I always love the feedback. Again, I'm just this nobody living in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, and I am not going to deny what I'm capable of doing. I'm stepping out there and making these videos because I know that there are other people besides me that are hurting and that are wanting to help. They want to understand, and that's what I am doing my best to do, is to help out. So like I said, love the feedback, appreciate those that are watching. for your support. And if you have questions, you know how to reach me. Oh, I got there. All of a sudden, it was like, wee. So they're saying one more time, the collective is coming through saying, believe in yourself. And we love you. All right, with that said, have a great day. Bye.